You are watching the Pan-African Daily TV with Dr. Susan Tatah. The Africa we want: unity, consciousness, our culture, our spirituality, our history. One Africa for Africans worldwide. Motherlands calling its diaspora home. Join my voice. Join my team. Join my campaign. Campaign 21 hashtag 1 million subscribers on the Pan-African Daily TV YouTube. Be a volunteer. Apply now. Be the new Africa. Greetings to everyone. Greetings to the Hotep community, Pan-African Daily TV, family, fans, and brothers and sisters worldwide. Good evening. I, first of all, usually would not like to do this, but you know what is always happening here. It's been 4 days that we weren't able to come live for technical or whatever reasons I cannot explain. Even tonight is a wonderful opportunity that we are connected now, because for the past 1 or half an hour, we've been struggling to get ourselves live. So, but you see, because the goddess of Africa is sitting right here, the queen, the mother, the sister, the daughter of Africa is here. Everything has to work. Everything has to work because the Black goddess, the co-creator of the universe, commands it to work, says it must work. Say, I am coming to address my people. I am coming to set them free. I am coming to deliver. I am coming to prophesy. I am coming to give it the way it is. So I must speak. I must speak to my people. So you see, it happens. Like I said, the incredible prophecy is here right tonight. We've been experiencing a lot in the past couple of weeks, in the past couple of years, in the past couple of days, but it becomes even more and more visible, more and more clearer. The call, the testimonies that it is the time. It's just our time. We can't stop. It's right now. No matter how we do it, it is our time. It is our time. So you see, our sister Queen Adama Alaji is here. And honestly speaking, I don't think I have the authorization to introduce her to us. To be honest with you, you know, when I say it, it comes from the most. It's not me saying it. I'm not qualified to introduce her to you. She's going to introduce herself, all what she's been doing, her incredible work. You know, it is just amazing. When we say it's the time for the Africans, we mean it's the time for the Black queens, the creators, the co-creators. It's the time. When Mother Nature is speaking back, is taking back its own. It's actually coming back for its own. There's just no way that you can stop this Africa. It's unstoppable. Africa and its citizens worldwide, it's unstoppable. I say it again. So please make sure you are connecting. Make sure you are sharing. You are sharing. Before I even get her to speak and to say a word, I want to get hundreds of you watching before it will be necessary, even just for her to greet you. So make sure you are sharing, you're connecting to your platforms. Yes, most of our platforms are not live today for whatever reason. I don't know. But before we get into it, I just want to make a very quick announcement. You see, why you digest and really take a look at the queen, take a look at her. Okay. There's just something I want you to observe. I want you to observe. I know most of you are still joining, you're connecting, and I don't want us to miss when we start this conversation. But just take a look at her. Take a look at her. There's a lot that is going to happen, a lot that she's going to reveal about who she is. Okay. I know most of you are looking at her and like, wow, this girl, this daughter. I mean, yes, this little girl, this young girl, this sister here, right? Exactly. That's where we are coming from. Yes. All of you are saying she's so beautiful. I'm telling you, you don't even know. You're talking about the physical beauty. You're going to know more. You're going to see more. You're going to hear more. You're going to digest more. Thank you very much for saying I'm doing just that, Mama. Yes, do it, Vancel. All of you, Make sure you are sharing and inviting each and every one on this beautiful topic today because it's a special one. All right. And I hope all of you take you're drinking your water before we start minding our African business. Because when the gods and the goddess are speaking to us, you know what water does to our soul. So make sure you drink your water and we mind our African business. So a very quick one while I greet the queen. Good evening, my queen. I mean, just say a word. Say a word and make some few announcements of some break-ins that are happening on the continent about our people. And then we get into the conversation while we're waiting on people to connect here.
Greetings,
Good
Queen.
evening, my queen.
Thank you so much for having me. This is like a connection with destiny, and just I'm grateful. I'm thankful, and I know that after this, we will all be in a greater place. That's always my intention.
I share. After this conversation, your lives will never be the same again. We know every information and educational sessions that we have here, it's a call, it's a sender. Like we say, it's a messenger. Every voice on the Pan African Daily is a messenger from your ancestors, a messenger from the divine coming to speak to you. You know, just putting on this physical bodies that we have borrowed, but the message that is coming from this messenger is going to take your lives to another level, to the next level, to the next dimension. And I look forward to it. While we're waiting on you, I just have a very quick announcement. You know, King Maponga Joshua had an accident, and the continent has been worried for the couple of weeks, weekend. I got to talk to him. I had to bring him live yesterday for him, just for you to calm down, just to calm down, to to know that he is okay. Yes, he is hurt. He had a fracture in his knee, but he is responding. He did what they call the x-ray today, and everything is fine. He's just relaxing. Yes, the pains are there. It's a fracture that he had. It's not going to recover that soon. So please remember him. And I want to give a shout out to all of the thousands, I mean, tens of thousands that have been flogging out. They're worried, calling us even on the Pan African Daily, what is happening with him when they saw him on the wheelchair. And everybody was like shocked. Is it going to happen again this time? As we all know, you know, we just scared. We just don't know what is always happening when a prophet rise up or a prophet says, like what we see now. So the listing, we just worried. But I want to assure you, he is doing okay. Not fine. He's in pain, yes, but he is doing okay. You know, when you hear the voice of the king, then you know he's okay. He speaks very well. And I told him, I'm very happy. The only thing that you're not sick is your voice and your brain and your soul and your mind. So every other thing, like the bodies, could go. So that's very one quick one. After that, we would get into more details. But tonight, we have a spatial conversation and it's going to take us time to digest it. So I want to go back in studio with you, my queen. Can you just give us a brief biography, background about yourself, and what is it that you want to address Africans worldwide? What is it that you want to teach us? What is it that we should leave behind? What is it that we should detox our minds, our bodies, our soul, our spirit from? What is it that is going to take us to the next level, to the next dimension for us to be able, you know, to make it? What is it?
Thank you so much. We're in a now moment of eternity where we have to realize that we are already immersed in nothing but eternity. We've come to the planet through the wombs of our mothers, sparked by the divine sacred fluid from our fathers. And then we've not gotten any real support in having an understanding and a harmonization with the reality that we're already in eternity. We should not be dying at all. I'm in this place and space where, as a mature woman, I may look a little younger than I actually am, but I have always questioned why it is that the children of God would die when God does not die. This was a question I had in my mind from the time I was 6 years old. After seeing my pediatrician who saved my life from what other doctors, the Jews, could not diagnose me with at 4, where I was born with a hole between the lower chambers of my heart. My mother knew I was sick. We happened to move next door to a pediatrician by the name of Dr. Lulabelle Stewart in Detroit. Dr. Stewart was the one who heard the murmur, scheduled the exploratory surgery. I had to have 40 pints of blood as a 4-year-old. Why would a 4-year-old need 40 pints of blood? Because I was being fed that which this country has always touted as what makes us healthy: meat, dairy, eggs, chicken, fish, all of that, right? So I was being given that, and I was already sick. And so 2 years after I survived the open heart surgery, where the hospital floor caught fire while my chest was open during the major surgery, I turned completely blue. My mother made commitments for my life because the doctor said, "We're sorry, we've lost her. There's nothing that we can do." My brain was starved of oxygen for more than 20 minutes. My mother made commitments for my life. And the commitments that she made for my life was, "Lord, let my baby live, and I promise you that she will live to do your work. Let my baby live, and I promise you that she will live to do your work." Now, she had not made commitments for my life prior to that, because she had scheduled the termination of my pregnancy for a Monday morning at 8 o'clock, and the doctor here in Atlanta was arrested midnight, 8 hours before my termination. So she had to go through with the pregnancy. But here at 4, when I was actually dying, is when she really made commitments for my life. I came out of that with no brain damage. And I remember growing up listening to her at Mother's Day programs, Women's Day program. I am the rock upon which she found her faith.
Hmm.
And I made commitments for my own life at 19, at 20, at the University of Florida. Let me live to make a difference in this world, to let me not live at all, because from everything that I was being given, the disproportionate percentage of Black Americans who are dying by 20,000 a year from heart disease, another 15,000 from complications from obesity, another 8,000 from cancer of the lung, another 8,000 or 10,000 from cancer to pancreas. And my head begins to spin. Now I'm at the University of Florida, mid-70s. Blacks didn't start going to the University of Florida till 1972. I was admitted in the class of 1975. So now I'm in my junior year as a psychology major with a sociology minor. So all of the statistics, then by the time they factor in our single-headed households, our divorce rate, our quote unquote illegitimate children, our disproportionate percentage of us who are incarcerated, teenage pregnancies, abortion, all of this, and they present this as if this is the evidence of our inherent inferiority to them. And when I raise my hand and I say, "What's the cause and what's the cure?" they say, "Oh, we don't have a cause. We don't know the cure. But because of affirmative action, you're both Black and female. You can get paid for doing the research. And of course, we can show you how to slant your study to prove whatever it is you're hypothesizing. And then based upon the applicability of your research to science, to medicine, to intelligence, or whatever, then you can continue to get paid." This was the straw that broke the camel's back for me, because I did not go to school so that I could be stuck in doing research. I wanted to know why it is that my people are dying from at such a rate. And then when I found out that they had an agenda called Global 2000 to eliminate over 3.5 billion people from the face of the earth. And I knew that 3.5 billion that they were intending to eliminate were people of color and people particularly of African heritage, origin, background, and concern. And that's when I went directly to God. Show me what this is. And what I was shown is that all of the disease comes from our eating the flesh of dead animals, the aborted fetuses of chickens, the pus and mucus of cows, artificially colored, artificially flavored, carbonated beverages, alcoholic beverages, smoking, drinking, this and that. And I was taken to a place where I remembered that at 7, I didn't want to eat the meat. At 7, I asked my mother while she was fixing dinner, "What is that?" She says, "Lamb." I said, "But what is it?" She says, "Lamb." I said, "But what is it?" She says, "Lamb." I'm like, "A baby lamb? Oh, I can't eat that. What's chicken? A bird? A real bird? I can't eat that." I was the kind of child who loved everything. Detroit at that time where I was in school had a pretty good public school education. We used to go to the petting zoos and to the farms, and we could pet the lambs and pet the goats, and you understand. And so that turned my stomach. Now here I am, 19 going on 20, I'm still eating the meat. At 7, I was throwing my parents' cigarettes away. At 7, I was throwing their alcohol away. At 20 in college, here I am smoking, I'm drinking, I'm eating the meat. And then I asked God, show me what this is. And I realized that these are the businesses of those who enslaved us, beat us, raped us, hung us, cut our pregnant bellies open, and decided that we're less than human, that we have no rights, that they have the responsibility to respect. They done tarred and feathered us and all of this. And I just made up my mind at that time, I will not give you another freaking dime. And I went from eating absolutely everything to having fresh fruit in the morning and huge salads in the evening. I went from 127 pounds to 103 in less than 45 days with no additional exercise. My mind opened up, so I did not have the issues of having to labor over my books the way that I was prior to. Then I was able to go to class, hear what was being said, hear what was not being said, form the critical questions, read between the lines, and brought my professors to their freaking knees. They cried like babies with me. How are you professing that we as a people are inherently inferior to you all when you all leave a trail of bodies everywhere that you go? That's not me making stuff up. That's history. We're not killers. We're not murderers. We're not the ones who are creating the bombs. We're not the ones creating the wars. And so from that point, 1978 to this point, I have been fulfilling not only the commitments that my mother made for me, but the commitments that I made. Let me live to make a difference in this world, or let me not live at all. But I refuse to be enslaved. And I could not see at that time what that looks like. But what has happened is that every eye that I meet, every heart that I meet, then I have always been about the conversation, about sowing those seeds to allow us to remember the who that we are, the whose that we are, where we are in the presence of this absolute and supreme intelligence, who we are as these points of the presence of this absolute and supreme intelligence, and to understand that by virtue of all of those whose names we can call, and for all of those whose names we will never know, for all of the lineages that we represent, we are obligated, and it is our duty and responsibility to be an honor and a glory to those lineages. But our socialization has not given us that. Our religious indoctrination did not give us that. Our education has not given us that. Our socialization has put us in a place where we have been on the path of adulteration, so that by 21, we're labeled adults. We know shame and game and guilt and blame and all kinds of indiscretions that we don't discuss with anybody. We have been on the path of adulteration. So by the time you put another 21 years of adulteration on top of the first 21, at 42, the body is breaking down. By the time we finish 7 cycles of 7 years at 49, if we have not really committed to life, then the death gene is being activated. We're already immortal. We've come from a realm of eternity into this realm of eternity that is temporality is temporary, physicality, materiality, and we have not been given any support in understanding what the purpose and existence actually is upon the planet. And so I'm the one who has been teaching ever since I came out of college in 1979 to now. I have been strict vegetarian, and I'm saying that justice is an inherent part of existence. This is what we need to realize. Justice is an inherent part of existence. And we were told not to kill. And we have learned from these ones that killing is okay. Killing has become sport and game. Africa allowed these ones to come in on safari and kill these great creatures. The poaching that has gone on, the killing of our own people, the assassination of of our leadership, of our disciples of truth, of our bearers of light. We've gotten to a point where most men don't even want to be greater than Malcolm or greater than Marcus or greater than Martin or greater than anybody because they are afraid of assassination. I'm saying you all are already killing yourselves. You're abusing your women. You understand? You have no responsibility except to raise completely up. Because the purpose in living here is self-actualization, self-realization. We are in the school of earth residency. We are immersed in the University of Cosmic Wisdom. We should be learning the lessons that allow us to function harmoniously with the intelligence of existence that is so intelligent that it has gifted itself to absolutely everything and everywhere, everyone. All things that creep and crawl and fly and have their beings, everything is nothing but intelligence, so that the eye of God sees through every creature, the eye of the smallest thing and the eye of the greatest universes. We are these points of this absolute and supreme intelligence that is beginningless, endless, infinite, and eternal. Our opportunity to function in the light of the truth of who we are as Africans throughout the diaspora, who we are as intelligences of existence. The only salvation we will ever have here is that we have to be cleared and cleansed from the violation of having fed off the carcasses of pigs and cows and chickens and hens and alligators and crocodiles and monkeys and all of the things that humanity and humankind have been feeding off of. White men have taken over the reproductive cycles of almost everybody. We're in a place now where a lot of these sisters, because they were never fed that which is really nutritionally edifying, cellularly activating, you understand, these children are not able to bring their babies forward. They're miscarrying. So you have those who are aborting. Abortion has become the #1 killer of us as a people here. Heart disease is the largest killer of all people. And the heart is really the altar of the body. And the body is the temple for the re-enthronement of the true spirits of the living gods and goddesses that would constitute our salvation and our liberation over those who have been plotting and planning and creating an agenda of global depopulation through the institution of sickness, illness, disease, and death as popular and common activity, collective learning and education, and the path of prosperity. We have been turned into freaking commodities in a system of sickness, illness, disease, and death. And the people have been taught to believe that we're supposed to be dying. They say, oh, well, sister, what are you saying? That we don't die? Everybody dies. You know, death is the, and we've been taught that death is the natural finality, culmination, eventuality, unavoidability, destiny, and fate of what it is to be human. And I'm saying that we're already in eternity. The intelligence of existence has loved us so much that it has given us its only begotten son. Without the sun, we have no life here upon the planet. And we're immersed in this reality. So we're spinning. So the air is clearing and cleansing for all of the drilling, the bombing, the degradation that goes on, the uprooting of these massive beings called trees that are oxygenating us and clearing and cleansing us. You understand? We're in a now moment where we have to consciously care to be redeemed from having been permeated and penetrated in every atom and every cell of our being by the poisons of a people who are so freaking insecure that they think that their greatness is going to be exalted by our inebriation, our intoxication, our stupefaction, our being in a place and space where we're sick, we're ill, and then we go to them for their medicines, for their pharmaceuticals. So I have been producing a program here in Atlanta called the Meeting of the Inner Circle, where I have been speaking to the issues of our liberation, our salvation, our deliverance, our resurrection for the last 22 years on 89.3 FM WRFG.org. We have yet to realize that now they're pushing that agenda with the COVID lie. And because we have been fed meat, dairy, eggs, chicken, fish, flesh, alcohol, tobacco, sugar, and all of this, then our bodies have not been able to truly respond correctly and directly to being under siege. Our spirits have been undermined, have been usurped to feel entitled, to be divided within ourselves. So the agenda actually is divide and conquer. But each individual one of us is an individuation of the presence of God. Each individual one of us should be exalting a full effort in our living. We should do nothing to undermine ourselves. But we've been taught that we have been given the free will to do whatever we want to do. We think that's freedom. Freedom and liberation are terms that we've not yet properly defined. So we think that being free to be civil, free to be in parity and equality with those who have been our oppressors, our murderers, our enslavers, our abusers, our misusers, and whatnot, those who have created systems that undermine the right of us to function as intelligences of existence. We were never to prove our parity with them. We were always supposed to exalt a full effort in being completely renewed, rebirthed, restored, and filled to overflowing with the light of God, the truth of God, the peace of God, the poise of God, the power of God, because under the forces of Satan, the church, where all roads lead to Rome, the Luciferians, which are the governments of these people, and the devil, those who are the traders of the carcasses of pigs and cows and turkeys and chickens and all of this and their body fluids and their progeny. Our bodies are perfectly and divinely designed. We were never designed to eat the way that these people eat. Nobody ever asked. And in 2004, I had the blessing of being able to serve Mrs. Coretta Scott King, who her son Dexter had encouraged her to go vegan. So she wanted me to come in and do raw food for her. I'm saying, Mrs. King, it's not that you need raw food. You need cleansing. You need cleansing. And she would never really participate, just like my mother would not participate in the process of cleansing. So for all of the meat, all of the eggs, all the dairy, all the fish, all the chicken, particularly here in the States, that are shot up with all kinds of chemicals. Those chemicals are now in our brains. They're throughout our bodies, and those chemicals are held by all of the mucus that has been created from all of the rice, all the yams, all the potatoes, all of the beans, all of the eggs, all the cheese, all the dough, the flour. When I was a child, the teacher would say, tell your mom to send flour to school with you. We're going to do art. Flour and water create paste. Glue. That's our pancakes, our waffles, our donuts, our croissants. You understand? All of that creates paste in our lungs, our bronchioles, throughout our systems. That paste holds on to the chemicals, and the chemicals are creating the acidity. The mucus is creating the acidity. So you've got the uric acid coming from the flesh. You've got the lactic acid coming from the dairy. You've got the carbonic acid coming from the starches. And all of that acidity is responsible for all of the cancers. Cancer of the blood, cancer of the brain, all of the tumors. The body is so intelligent. It's isolating so much of these toxins so that they're not readily absorbed into the bloodstream, and it's creating cysts and tumors. And so I have been about the business of our clearing, cleansing, so that we're able to consecrate our bodies for the re-enthronement of the true spirits of the living gods and goddesses. And I have been providing life support for people over the radio. I said, and your number for life support is 678-760-9299. You understand? So people understand that this is not just a radio show. You have access to me. Why? Because it's very difficult to find people who really care to ensure that you're walking in the greatness of who you were born to be. And all of those chemicals, all of that rotting flesh and blood and all of this garbage that we have been taught to eat as if that makes us. It makes us full of garbage. I walked barefoot for 5.5 years. And in Jamaica, Queens, I was walking on nothing but glass. And what I realized is that I had on my fabrics, my African fabrics, my headpieces, all my jewelry and whatnot. And people would look at me and they would say, "Sister, where are your shoes? Where are your shoes?" And I said, "I don't have any." And I walked those streets realizing that Mother Earth is huge. She has dirt, she's got silt, she's got sand, she's got mud, she's got clay, but she has no filth. The filth that's in the streets is the refuse from the fast food industries, the candy industries, the cigarette butts, the aluminum top cups from the cans, the broken glass from the alcohol industry, the hamburger corners, the styrofoam, the chicken bones, and all of this garbage. We have no filth upon Mother Earth except for the refuse from these, what I refer to as the death industries, the corporate deities of death. And I looked at that and said, this is the refuse. The real filth is in the people. We're dealing with the rot of pigs and cows and chicken and turkey and salmon and tilapia and crayfish and all of this garbage that puts us in a place where our blood has been defiled. Our spirits are in these bodies. Our bodies are our perfectly divine vessels for being able to navigate in a physical world where we are still spinning in eternity. We are citizens of the cosmic. We come as living people. We should not be leaving here as dead people. And because we have been educated, we fought for that education. We've got our BAs, our BSs, our MAs, our MFAs, our PhDs, our JJ, all of these things, and don't know how to freaking eat. To create optimal cellular functioning, to create clean blood, or what I refer to as the blood of Christ. A bloodstream that bears no violation of violated beings, no inebriants, no intoxicants, no artificially colored and flavored and carbonated beverages and tobacco residues and white sugar and all of this garbage that puts us in a place where we have been undermined from being able to respond correctly and directly to being warred against. Used to be when the people realized that they were being warred against, they would strategize. They would harmonize. They would put themselves in a position where they realized that they needed to create some plan of defense, offense, protection, right? But what we've seen now is that those ones who want to be respected as men do not feel like they're real men unless they're toxic, unless they're drinking alcoholic beverages, unless they're eating steak and beef and pork chops and chitlins and all of this stuff. And then they douse their blood with alcoholic beverages. They smoke the tobacco products. We've created a bloodstream that is filthy so that the spirits of us have been usurped. We are being permeated and penetrated by the worst of humanity or humankind, those who are kind of human. And humanity is being called to rise. I am the voice on behalf of our liberation and our resurrection. I am the one who really has understood that the methodology of our oppression has been to oppress us at our cellular functioning so that our liberation has to happen at the cellular level. So for the last 20 years, I have been providing life support. I have been consulting with people to help them reverse everything from AIDS to zits. And many of the ones who feel to do something do not feel to do the clearing, the cleansing, the purification, and the consecration of their bodies. They don't want to be that clean. And I'm saying when you are under the forces of Satan, Lucifer, and the devil, your only salvation is in God. And in order to walk as God and Goddess, your body has to be cleared, cleansed, purified, and consecrated. And we're not in a position where we think that, oh, well, just being vegan and vegetarian is enough. It is not. I have seen so many vegan vegetarians die from breast cancer, uterine cancer, cervical cancer, ovarian cancer, prostate cancer, because when we were children eating hot dogs and hamburgers and all of the candy and all of these things, Those chemicals do not get out of our tissues. So the cleaner we eat, the more the body is literally trying to cleanse itself. We don't give our bodies permission to cleanse. Our bodies are cleansing daily. That's what the breath is doing, oxygenating the cells, oxygenating the blood. People are stroking out because they have insufficient oxygenation going to their brain. They're having heart attacks because they have insufficient oxygenation in the blood going to the heart. Because heart disease has become the number one killer of all people because the blood is defiled. So our clearing, our cleansing, our purification, our consecration is the prerequisite for our being able to be the insurance of our liberation as a global humanity. We've been scattered across the planet to reclaim the entire planet as the kingdom of God. Our bodies are to be consecrated so that we each become the spirits of the living gods and goddesses. But when you have a people who don't want to be godly, when you have a people who don't want to be clean, when you have a people who do not want to do the repentance of having the violation of violated beings charged upon their blood, when you have a people who don't want to be sober, they want to stay high. You understand? It's like everybody realizes there should be a high in life, but because you've been fed the flesh of dead animals, the aborted fetuses of chickens, the pus and mucus of cows, artificial colors, artificial flavors, and all of this garbage, you can't feel high. So now you're trying to get high. Now you're doing the alcohol. Now you're doing the cigarettes. Now you understand. And the only high comes with the oxygenation, the hydration, the mineralization, and the gratitude and thanksgiving for being blessed with each and every breath and every beat of our heart as these living, loving, intelligent, potent, and immortal points of this absolute and supreme intelligence that is beginningless, endless, infinite, and eternal. We live to glorify and honor the legacy of the lineages through whom we've come. We give thanks for all of the scholars and all of the historians and all of those ones who have reminded us that we did not start in slavery, that we are the foundation of everything that was righteous here, but we are also helping and following that which is facilitated our fall. The first of that, now we're having to clear and cleanse and consecrate. And the responsibility of women right now, we are the ones who have to rise. It does not exclude men, but these brothers have brought us all kinds of information and all kinds of knowledge. Dr. Smalls, Dr. Sabi, Dr. Africa, Dr. Valentine, Dr. Blair, Dr. all of these ones, Dr. Ben, Chancellor Williams, we give thanks for all of that. But with all of that, we are still dying in greater and greater numbers because women are feeding death to our children. We're in the hospitals. We're in the hospices. We're in the rehabilitation centers. We've been certified, licensed, and agreed to be nutritionists, and then we are not honoring the perfect and divine design of our bodies. We're breatharian first. Everybody must breathe. Our bodies are 80% water, like the earth is 80% water. Our bodies require oxygenation, hydration, mineralization, and opening up all channels of elimination so all of these toxins can get out of our body. But why are we still feeding flesh to our children? Why, when it has already been noted that Black children, African heritage children are lactose intolerant, why are we being fed the pus and mucus of cows? We are not cows. This is part of the requisite for if you'll be licensed to do daycare. The requisite if you will be licensed to provide children with whatever they require while their parents work. I'm just saying. In this now moment of eternity, we are under the edict from the exalted realms for the women to rise. We are the perpetuator of lineages of people. Our men are the progenitor of lineages of people. Where we have children and have no commitment to the merger or the marriage or the lineages that we represent, then it's very difficult to think that we can legislate our freedom. Our freedom cannot be legislated where we're addicted to alcohol, tobacco, sugar, and all of this garbage. Where men are looking at women as someone to just please their lower part. You understand? Where women feel as though in order to be real women, you got to be able to drop it like it's hot and put men in a position where you're irresistible so that you can entrap them in those bodies. I'm just saying is that we got to raise up. We're in the toilet and we need to raise up. And the only way to do is to have the care. We have to care to be restored, to be renewed, to be rebirthed. And every woman has to care to walk in the divinity of her greatness on behalf of her mother and grandmother and great grandmother and great great and the great great and the great great and all of the men who fathered us. And where we don't have it, and where we are participating, we work on behalf of the corporate deities of death. We manage their imaging. We make sure that their products get into our communities. We drive the alcohol into our communities and stock their stores, their package stores in our communities. We are in a place and space where we need to respond correctly and directly to what is requisite for our being qualified for continuance in existence, where you have been following those who have been disqualified for being continued in existence because they are murderers and liars and thieves and usurpers, ambassadors and imperialists, and they don't deserve another freaking dime from us. People want to think that it is our currency, our money, that makes us wealthy. It is not that. Money is a man-made thing. You could take all of the money that has ever been printed, regardless of how fine the ink and whose image is upon it, all of the coin that has ever been minted, regardless of the value of the metal from which it was coined, put it all together, and it does not have the value of one beat of our heart or one breath that we take. Our liberation is about the restoration of the wealth of the children of God as the children of Africa. And we cannot glorify Africanity except in godliness, except in righteousness, except in high ethic, morality. It's not about just creating new currency. It's about respecting the life currency that we already had. We've been taught to trade our life currency for a paper currency, and then we take that paper currency and we buy that and consume that, which undermines our life currency. We're practicing impoverishment because it will be nothing of us left. It's totally antithetical to what it is to be human, to undermine themselves. A people who undermine their children are a people who are destined to die. So we can exalt the reality that because we have been scattered through the world, that the world is ours. But where we are not honoring the real estate of where we already are in these bodies as temples, then we cannot be trusted because we have not attuned ourselves to absolute law, absolute love, absolute wisdom, absolute truth, which is the prerequisite for coming into power. It's not about people signing off and electing you as this and that and the other. You understand? That garbage that they call food, I'm trying to be nice. That garbage that they call food, the tool of oppression, has put us on a DNA lockdown. A DNA lockdown so that we are not able to really bring forward the greatness of who we are. We're looking into books. We don't have to look at a book when it's already in us. Our clearing, our cleansing, our consecration, our purification, our creating a bloodstream that has been completely cleared of the violation of violated beings. See, now the corporate deities of death, Burger King, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, KFC, everybody's trying to create a plant-based version of the garbage that we grew up eating. We call that veganism. We call that stupidity. to think that we can eat something that reminds us of feeding off the flesh of dead animals and then be all right. Because the body is perfectly and divinely designed. They never taught us to honor perfection. But I'm the one to say perfection is an inherent part of existence. Our bodies, our brains, everything functions perfectly. The only reason there is sickness, illness, and disease is because we are eating that which the body cannot utilize, cannot recognize. It does not provide the body with the minerals that create optimum cellular functioning. And so when you are dealing with cultures of people who feel as though a woman is not a real woman unless she got meat on her bones, you understand? We are not here to be the pleasure of men. We are here to be the glory of God and our ancestry and our ancients. We are here to be clearer, cleaner vehicles and vessels of the spirits of our angels, our guides, our guardians, and those ones who have gifted so much to us, so that we have a direct connect to the fulfillment of who we already are. We can say, I am African all day and all night and not get this much power from it. But what we put behind I am this living, loving, intelligent, potent, and immortal point of the absolute and supreme intelligence that is beginningless, endless, infinite, and eternal. I am a son and a daughter of eternity. I am already immortal. Death cannot touch me. There's nothing that these people can do against us, because our time now is to rise. And where we will not accept duty, obligation, and responsibility for our clearing, our cleansing, our purification, and our consecration, and we will not have the benefit of having done that work. And the benefit of that is that we can outthink of people who are stupid. How do we know they're stupid? We know that they're stupid because they think that they can initiate a global initiative of depopulation and genocide, mandate that everybody takes their poison, that everybody becomes a carbon copy of them, that they can murder, usurp, and act as if there is no justice for the violation that has already taken place all across the planet for the last thousands of years. There is justice. And if here in America and other places where you found guilty of killing one person and they will execute you, then what is the just reward for killing millions and millions of people? What is the just reward for killing billions of creatures? The justice is death. We should not be dying here. And until we reverse the heart disease, the diabetes, the cancer, the obesity, the fibromyalgia, and all of these other issues, we could talk about how great Africa is, how great Africa was, but we will not have restored Africa, because Africa is where the people actually are, and we're all over the place. I am the voice on behalf of our liberation and our resurrection. We cannot believe in death and have the fullness of eternal life. We cannot feel entitled to do that which undermines ourselves. On one hand, we decide, okay, well, I know I don't do everything right. You know, sister, you know, people look at me and they get a little disturbed because they know I'm the one that's trying to get us to be perfect. Perfect in life, perfect in God, perfect in who and what we were born to be. And then nobody wants to accept the perfection. And I'm saying, no, your body functions perfectly. Let's facilitate its perfect functioning. That means that we can facilitate its healing through the cleansing. My day-to-day business as the founder and director of Mother Earth's Blessing Holistic Life Center here in Atlanta is to really put us in a place where we have support in doing that cleansing work. Now, Dr. Tata, I don't know if you remember when many of us were children, we loved the dirt. We loved the clay. We ate the dirt. We have it where we bathe all up in the dirt, put it in our hair, and you understand that red dirt, right? Many of us were craving the clay as children. It manifested as a desire for chalk, cornstarch, argo starch, or whatever. The clay is the natural detoxifier for the nitrates and nitrites, the BHA, the BHT, all of the preservatives, the antibiotics, the pesticides, the hormones, and all of the stuff that's now in our bodies. So we bring the clay and water into our systems. The clay begins to loosen up all of this stuff. Even with the flesh-eating bacteria, they have to douse their bodies in clay, the earth. That's why my brand is Mother Earth's Blessing. People will reach for the pharmaceuticals, the white this and the white that, before they reach for the dirt. And I'm saying, no, we're on a planet that is suspended in eternity. She provides absolutely everything. You understand? Everything that these people love and worship. You understand, from the gold to the oil to the bauxite to the rubber to the plutonium, the uranium, the coltan, the cobalt, all of the minerals and whatnot. And they think that the minerals are greater than the people. And I'm saying, no, the people have come to the earth through the wombs of our mothers. We represent the greatness of who has ever been. And we should be the greater ones. Each generation should become more dynamic than the previous one. But under a global initiative of depopulation and genocide, where every generation is being seduced into thinking that their fun in life is Coca-Cola. Coke is the real thing. Coke is not. It's what it is. You understand? It has no nutrients, nothing that the body needs, and it has become more consumed than water on this planet. How does that happen? So we're having to realize that we have a hand in our own oppression. We have a hand in our own impoverishment. We have a hand in undermining our children. Now we have hospitals that are nothing but children, children's hospitals. Why? Because they have been poisoned by their parents, because the parents were duped by a miseducational system, a religious system that supports us in undermining our cellular functioning, thinking it's fun. It's what you do at picnics. You have barbecue ribs and potato salad and shrimp cocktail and all of this stuff. Our bodies are not designed for it. And so people look at me and they say, well, why do you do cleansing after 44 years of being strict vegetarian? Why are you still cleansing and doing enemas and drinking clay and this and that? I say, because I'm still brushing my teeth. I'm still bathing my body between my toes, swabbing my ears, cleaning my nose, coughing up, whatever, between the legs, cracking it behind. So why would we not cleanse the inside of our bodies? We live in the body. We're putting junk in the trunk. We're bathing the outside of the body and then spend the rest of the day putting junk in the trunk through the orifice called the mouth. Now, the trunk has your lungs, your heart, your gallbladder, everything that you really need next to your brain is in the trunk. So I'm saying we have to cleanse. We have to facilitate our own cellular liberation. We cannot continue to go into these hospitals, take all these pharmaceuticals, have our breasts cut off, our wombs removed, our thyroids, our tonsils, our gallbladders, our appendix, and whatnot. And what do they do with all of that anyway? Our liberation will be our becoming vivid in our own reflection and self-expression as conscious immortals. A lot of the issues that governments of men throughout the planet are having is because their bodies are full of fate. They took on the ways of their slave masters and the colonialists and the imperialists, and they smoke and they drink alcoholic beverages and they eat flesh. They cannot have a right thought for their people when they do not have a right thought for themselves and for themselves. Women, wherever we are, have a hand in our liberation. We will no longer participate in our own demise. We will no longer support the violation of other beings and bring their body parts into our bodies or our children. We will no longer feed off of and give alcoholic beverages to ourselves or carbonated beverages to our children. We will stop smoking all of this toxic stuff. We will realize that we will never ever have anything that is greater than who and what we already are. There's nothing we can beg, borrow, steal, be awarded, or rewarded that is greater than who and what we already are, but naked. And these people have taught us to treat our cars better than we treat our bodies, to treat our cars better than we treat our children,
Mm.
aspire towards being behind bars and gated communities with all kinds of polished wood, metal, and stone, as if that is really the evidence of your wealth. When you are impoverished to the degree to which you do not have enough love for the rest of all of existence. When there is only one eye that truly sees, and it sees as an eye of God, and it sees through the eye of the fish, and it sees through the eye of the cow, and it sees through the eye of every creature. There is nothing that exists except the divinity of existence. Everything has its purpose, and none of it is purpose to rot in our bodies. So the justice that we're experiencing is not just the justice of the queen and all her ones, the queen of England and them ones that think that they walk as royals. They not walking like they gonna get a royal beatdown for the enslavement and the bastardization of the planet. Right, but there's justice, I'm telling you. The justice is their fall. The justice is their death. The justice for us, our blackness is not our salvation when we have been complicit, complacent, and co-conspirating with our own demise. We have to stop. And so I'm the one that's calling a boycott of the death industries everywhere across the planet. Coca-Cola can't make another freaking dime. No alcohol, no tobacco, no cigarettes. See, but that's a hard thing. Why? Because Africans and Africans throughout the place, they enjoy their vices. You understand? And the example that governments have given us is that you can be in vice and still be elected and selected to government. And I'm saying there is no real government if it's not under the laws that govern our existence. That's where real government takes place, is when we are harmonized with the laws that govern our existence. But we cannot be in a place and space where we are a detriment to ourselves and think that we can survive it. Exalting a full effort in our living, our loving, our enhancing, our enriching, our facilitating, our cultivating, our caring, our rejoicing, our remembering the ones that we are, taking delight in the blessedness of our being, knowing that we can be cleared and cleansed and purified. Yes, you're going to get skinny. Yes, you're going to lose all that weight, but you will be thinking better than ever before. No disease. I haven't been to a medical doctor since I was 19 years old. You understand? So I'm just saying is that for where we are now, we need to be all right with being all right. We don't have to be sick. We don't have to be on medications. We don't have to do dialysis. We have literally become commodity in a multi-trillion-dollar industry of sickness, illness, disease, and death. It's popular and common activity, collective learning and education, and the path of prosperity. And nobody's really discussing this the way that it needs to be discussed. We cannot be licensed, certified, degreed, and validated by those who have proven their hatred of us and think that we can work on behalf of their initiatives and then be all right. We're here to serve God's purposes. We're here to serve the purposes of life. We're here to be insurance of our progression as a humanity of people. We are here to truly found and be the foundation of the kingdoms and queendoms of light, raising up all over the planet. A boycott of the death industries and a global work stoppage. We have already seen how they say, oh, well, because of this COVID thing, don't go nowhere. We've already seen it, but we didn't create it. And I'm saying now is our time to create it. We will not do that goddamn thing. We will not work another dime. All right, you go into those mines. You go and bring the oil. You do it. You do it with your white self. Do it yourself. There would be no. You cannot hate the people who have gifted you so much. And the fact that you come in and extract and exploit and turn brother against brother and provide the guns for us to kill ourselves. And while we're killing ourselves, you're taking the gold, you're taking the minerals, you're taking the oil, and we don't get anything. You're leaving the earth depleted. You're leaving the waters polluted. You're destroying the integrity of the people who are the people of God. And then you think that you're going to survive it. You will not survive this. So I'm asking and I'm encouraging every one of us to realize it is in the exaltation of the divine feminine to be restored as the perpetuators of life. Every woman, every mother, every grandmother, every auntie, every daughter. We're daughters and granddaughters and great granddaughters and great 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 granddaughters, great 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 granddaughters, great 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 great. We're already great. And we're mothers and grandmothers. We're destined to be grandmothers and great grandmothers and great great grandmothers and great 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 grandmothers and great 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 great. There's not a freaking thing that we can do upon this planet that makes sense if we will not walk in the greatness of who we already are. And it's not just by virtue of our Africanity, it's by virtue of our conscious immortality as cosmic citizens, as those who were birthed into this realm through the wombs of our mothers, sparked by the divine sacred fluid from our fathers. And now we have to remember that we are already in the sacredness and the sanctity and the divinity of existence. That's what life is. These people go into places where people have lush greenery and waterfalls and convince them that they're poor. How in the hell does that happen? You understand? They got fruit falling from the trees, their medicine is at the feet, and then they are convinced that they're impoverished. You are not impoverished. We have access to nothing but pure intelligence. There is no lack of intelligence. We can accept as much intelligence as we can utilize. You understand? We don't have to really be in a place and space where we are feeling as though we are impoverished because we don't have money. Man made money. Man didn't make us. We're already greater than the money. 1 billion trees is worth more than $1 billion. You understand? So our values have to be realigned. We have to remember that we are sons and daughters of antiquity. It is the order of the ages and the ancients that we should be remembering. The compromises came as we began to kill one another, kill ourselves, kill our beings. You understand? Killing is the violation. Thou shalt not kill. And so if thou shalt not kill, then thou shalt not eat of the flesh of that which has been killed. And that's why I'm saying the animals' justice is what we're seeing in terms of the heart disease, the cancer, the diabetes. Why would we continue to support the people who have already proven their hatred of us? These are not our businesses. These are not our businesses. And even if they were our businesses, as many of the athletes and entertainers invest in franchising McDonald's and Chick-fil-A and all of that, serving death to ourselves and our children will only get us more sickness, illness, and disease and death. That's where our liberation has to start, at the cellular level. It cannot be a detriment to ourselves and survival. I have a 40-year-old son who'll be 40 in June, who I never gave it to. No meat, no dairy, no eggs, no chicken, no fish, no Easter, no Thanksgiving, no church, no Christmas, none of it. And so I know the difference. I've been off of it much longer than I was ever on it. We don't have to have it. This is the quickest way, the most expeditious way to create the harmonization, the unification that we say we want all over the planet. It's not as much a conversation as it is a daily exertion of our will to live in the greatness of ourselves, to reverse all issues that have crystallized in our tissues, to release the shame, the game, the memory of the trespasses. You understand? So the emotional crystallization of all of the fear, the inhibition, the trepidation, and all of the things that we have because they say, oh, well, they ain't gonna let you do that. Oh, they ain't gonna let you do that. You understand? They don't have a mindset about what they can't do. They could do everything that don't need to be done, right? They could be murderers, liars, thieves, create multimedia blitz and lies, and nobody question it. And I'm
Mhm.
saying if they can do that, then we can liberate at our cellular functioning, withdraw our spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, and financial support from the meat, dairy, egg, chicken, fish, alcohol, tobacco, and sugar industries. And it will affect those who work on behalf of those companies. It will affect us. So while we're working, then now we invest in new blood. I haven't had a job since 1992. I came out of college in 1979. I worked 4 months as a fitness instructor, 4 months as a substitute teacher here in Atlanta, 4 months for the Internal Revenue. And other than that, I walked away from $1 million business from 94 to 99, where I had a custom adornment boutique where I specialized in doing custom jewelry and vegetarian cuisine. And I walked away from that because I realized that I don't want to be a slave to people's appetites and desires.
Ashe. Mm.
I
Whew.
prayed and fasted. Let me become a voice on behalf of our liberation. Let me serve the real hunger and thirst. You understand? But we have nothing if we are continually bombarding our bodies with pharmaceuticals and chemo and radiation and all of this garbage. Poison on top of poison just creates more poison. It does not create healing. Having your breasts removed and rebuilt does not mean that you have healed. Having your womb taken out because you had so much pain and so much fibroid does not mean that you will not have any more pain from being cut up on. If we could believe that we can have these people butcher us, take our tonsils, our thyroid, our appendix, all of this stuff from us, and then we still live and can heal, then why would we not accept that we can heal through our cleansing
Mm.
and keep our body parts, keep our glands, keep our organs? And then it becomes multi-trillion-dollar business, right? The body part business. We're losing men on the street because they're being kidnapped. Now, this is how stupid the system works, right? You poison everybody from utero, and then you snatch to take their organs. You have the organ donor system, so people who are needing other organs, if you're killed in a car accident or if you're near death in a car accident, then you can be an organ donor. So you can give your heart over here, you can give your eyes over here, you can give your cartilage, you can give your body parts to somebody else. But if body parts were such a commodity, right? Then why are you poisoning everybody in the beginning? We're worth more to these people in our body parts than we are as whole beings. You get paid $70 for blood, for the blood drive. They give you $70, and then you go to the hospital and get blood, and it costs you $7,000. We should not be commodity in a sick system of multi-trillion-dollar industry in debt. Those who are nurses, those who are doctors, those who have been certified as the nutritionists and whatnot. We're in a place and space where our coming to a desire to be healing. The doctors are not healing anybody. Pharmaceuticals are not restoring the integrity of the life force of people. People come into my center and they say, well, what is this? What do you do? I say, I do what the doctors can't do. I teach you how to heal yourself, how to be restored in the integrity of who you are as this point of a presence of an absolute and supreme intelligence that is beginningless, endless, infinite, and eternal. I'm not just selling you product. You can't just go online and just buy product. We got all these products, and the people are not in the integrity of the high ethic, the high morality, the right alignment, and the right mind. We should be out thinking of people who are murderers, liars, thieves, bastardizers, entrappers, enslavers, incarcerators. We should not be complicit and complacent with our own annihilation. Liberation has to happen at the cellular level. I just go on and on and on.
Just go, just go, just go, just go on, just go on, just go on, please. Thank you.
And so the resurrection is about our remembering one. We've come from another realm of eternity. Let me say it again. We are in eternity already. We've come from another realm of eternity into this realm. We should not be dying at all. And we should not be killing ourselves or our children. And whatever issue has crystallized in our tissues, I don't care what they call it, heart disease, high blood pressure, fibromyalgia, sarcoidosis, cancer, I don't care where the cancer is or whatever, all of it is completely reversible, and we can be completely healed and restored because we are these points of an absolute and supreme intelligence that blazes the sun, has the world spinning. We're made out of the same stuff. And this is how we restore the integrity of the virtue of character of the souls of light that is Africans. It takes a minute to care. So what does every day look like? It looks like fresh fruit and vegetation, lots of water. You understand? It looks like opening up the elimination so that the bowels can remove. It looks like stimulating your lymphatic system so that those poisons can make their way out. It looks like we do nothing to undermine ourselves. Now, because we have not been taught to recognize that the animals should have the right to their lives, because somebody said that God gave us dominion over all things. But we weren't to be enslavers of anybody. And those of us who have a historical recollection of so many of our ancestors being brought to these shores, packed like sardines on the bottom of slave ships, then understand that the meat that you're eating is kept in conditions 100 times worse than that. This is the Holocaust that we should not be participating with. Mama Cow has the right to her freedom. So does Brother Bull, Miss Chicken, Miss Hen, the oceans, you understand? We cannot be a detriment to Mother Earth's creatures and survive it. The issue that we find is people don't want to be that clean. They don't want to be that righteous. They don't want to be that disciplined. And I'm saying is that as sons and daughters of God, you have to be. If you'd rather be the sons of Satan, the sons of the devil, then that's an option, but you'll die at the end of it. But in the realm of eternity, how long will you be dead? You understand? They have us in a place where we feel like, okay, well, I can die and come back again. And I'm saying, but who you going to come through? When these are not strong enough to be having babies, they're aborting. Who you going to come through? Our youth should be inspired by the integrity and the quality of our care and our love. We should be teaching them the value of themselves. We should be nourishing and nurturing themselves so that their bodies function well. They are thinking. We should not be complicit in giving them all manners of artificial colors and flavors and this and that, and then putting them on Ritalin and all kinds of psychotics because they can't keep still. Womanhood has to raise completely up. The divine feminine has to be exalted. We cannot do as our slave masters have done, and our colonialists and our imperialists and those who are under the lie of feeling that they're supreme because they're white. There is no such thing as white supremacy. What we're seeing is idiocy and stupidity on crack. That you think that you have more right than everybody else on the planet to a right life and a prosperous life on the planet. When under the soils where our souls touch down, there is so much richness that was generated by the quality of soul of our ancients. Those who are on the path of death and love being on the path of death and know that death is coming. But people are on the path of death and then they don't prepare for it. Having to do GoFundMe drives when they die because they didn't prepare. And I'm saying, let's not prepare for death. Let's prepare for our liberation, our resurrection. Let's consciously care, particularly those of us who are in maturity. You understand? Those of us who are in maturity should be leadership right now. You understand? Those who are, I say, 55, 60 on up. You shouldn't be dying. You shouldn't be in a place of detriment or decline. But we've yet to see real elders really mature. You understand? And that's where our responsibilities are. My grandmother passed away at 86. She was born in 1899. She was a Spelman College graduate. All of her brothers graduated from Morehouse. Her sisters graduated from Spelman. Her brothers were deans of Johnson C. Smith University, Morehouse College. I'm the first one of my lineages, and then they were ministers. So my grandmother prepared men for the ministry with Mary McLeod Bethune after she came out of college at Spelman. My uncle GP, George Patterson McKinney, was a dean at Morehouse when Daddy King was there, when Visionary Mays was there. You understand? Dr. King was in the midst of great men that contributed to who he became. But nobody told us to not eat as our slave masters eat. Nobody told us to not eat the flesh of dead animals, the aborted fetuses of chickens, the pus and mucus of cows. And when I served Mrs. King, she told me that Dr. King would call her and tell her that he was on the way in and he was bringing people with him. And if she would prepare something, what did she prepare? She prepared fried chicken. She prepared pork chops. She prepared, you understand? So yes, you can make strides in a system of sickness, illness, disease, and death without ever having truly walked in the fullness of yourself. We've yet to see what liberation really looks like. So we have to become it. To be liberated from sickness, illness, and disease, liberated from addiction, liberated from defilement, liberated from debauchery, liberated from sinfulness and degradation, liberated from feeling entitled to do that which need not be done, liberated from thinking that you can be a detriment to yourself and survive it, liberated from following the bozos and those who are not quite as functional as our anuses and think that their way is a right way when the only thing they create is more pain, more sickness, more suffering, more illness, and more disease, and think that because we can become the profiteers just like they think that they're the profiteers that we're good. And I'm saying, no, we're not. Love is the fulfillment of the law. Say, know the truth, and the truth makes us free. The truth is that we are all these living, loving, intelligent, potent, and immortal points of an absolute and supreme intelligence that is gifted itself to each and every one of us. We don't have to beat nobody up and take theirs. Everybody has it. Everybody needs cleansing. You understand? I love you, sister. I love how you exalt the kings and the queens. I love you. But I'm telling you that we are having to take responsibility for becoming goddesses and gods in this realm of eternity.
Ashe.
creating heaven on earth,
Mm.
creating a place in space where every man is a protector and a provider for security for children, not a pedophile, not a rapist.
Mm.
That we are all right with accepting correction, the cleansing. Father, Mother, Creator, God, forgive us. Forgive us for our participation in our own demise. Forgive us for our violation. Forgive us. Through our clearing, our cleansing, our purification, we will serve you with every fiber of our being, love you with everything that we are. We will love you with every beat of our heart and every breath that we take, to the glory of all of the lineages through whom we've come, to the glory of Mother Nature, Mother Africa, and all of the world, the oceans, the seas, the rivers, the streams, and every creature that creeps and crawls and flies and have being. There is only you. Remove from us the desire to be disobedient. Remove from us this sense of entitlement that our oppressors have given us, that we can be like them and be all right. Restore us to the beauty, the sanctity, the sacredness, the divinity of who we are as yours. You said to ask and it would be given, to knock and the door would be open, to seek and we would find. On behalf of our mothers and fathers and grandmothers and grandfathers and great grandmothers and great grandfathers and all of the lineages through whom we've come, let us live to make a difference in this world, to establish all over the planet the glory of the victory and triumph of who we are as the kingdoms and queendoms of God. We were told to ask and it would be given, to knock and the door would be open, to seek and we would find. Let us not have a written history that we participated and were complicit with the murder of more animals and more children than any other generation in existence. Let us rewrite our names in the book of life. And to know that everywhere that we are, the intelligence of existence is beating our hearts and breathing us. And we're all so blessed. We're all so blessed. But beyond that, there's really no equality, in the sense that we're not equal in our feeling of how blessed we actually are. We're not equal in our desire to walk the face of this earth as some of the most dynamic Africans that have lived. We're not equal in our desire to serve life and to serve those who are ours to serve in life. It's hard for people to do it if they don't have a dollar amount attached to it. Life serves us. She don't ask nothing. The sun is blazing. She's nourishing everything and everybody everywhere. And people are running from her. Putting on sunshade, sunblock, sunscreen, whatnot, not really realizing that we need that sun. That the sun and the air and the water and the minerals of the earth are what is necessary for our restoration, our optimum cellular functioning, our healing, our wholeness, our 360 degrees of love, light, wisdom, truth, peace, poise, power, potency, and prosperity. But man cannot create a currency that is greater than our life currency. We have to be restored. Our life currency, I haven't had a job since 1992, so anytime I get money, then I invest in new blood. I get my clays, I get my herbs, I get my water, my fruit and vegetation, so that there's always more of me. A boycott of the death industries as grassroots global community movement. We will not support the corporate deities of death. We will educate, we will cleanse, we will nourish, we will nurture, we will cultivate, but we will not support the cellular oppression of ourselves, our husbands, our loves, or our children. These companies cannot come into any place, any of our neighborhoods, and have billion-dollar profit of our demise.
Whew.
It seems like it's a lot. It's really easy. It's not as difficult as most people think it is. But we have to really want it, sister. I help people reverse the cancer, the heart disease, the diabetes. People are healing when they'll be obedient. And we think that we've been given license to not be obedient because we've been following the disobedient ones. Those who kill for the hell of it, they kill for the sport of it, they kill for the game of it. They just kill. They love it. They've left a trail of bodies everywhere that they go. But we cannot be commodity in the system of death and think that there's some prosperity we can have. Every home, actually, every body is our home. We are, say, home is where the heart is. You understand? We live in these bodies, and we may have physical dwelling places where we refresh ourselves. And some may get up and sweep every day and clean and this and that, but then they put all this junk in their trunk. Let's clean our homes up. Let's clean our hearts up. A diseased heart cannot really love well. And love is a fulfillment of law. Love is where we have everybody's best interest at heart. Love is where we see each other in each other's eyes. Love is where we are consciously caring to make sure that everybody's all right. Love is a force. It's not an emotion. We are all immersed in the love of our Creator everywhere that we are. But we're not thinking about it. We're not acknowledging it. We have to acknowledge it. We have to count our blessings. A lot of times the battlefield is the mind that we have. And the mind is being poisoned from these poisons so that we're not able to think like thought. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of creative people, but all creativity is not necessarily the creator's activity. Those one who have distorted the music industry and they create all kinds of vileness for our children to listen to. It's not creativity. It's just the expression of the filth that's in them. Clean up the people, and we clean up everything. The intelligence of existence did not create ghettos. The corporate deities of death created ghettos. The intelligence of existence did not create poverty. The corporate deities of death created poverty. The meat, the dairy, the eggs, the chicken, the alcohol, tobacco, the sugar, the sodas, all of that. As if there was nothing else to do other than create problems and then pay yourself for it. Pay yourself for trying to heal the problems, and then you're still not healing. You're creating more problems. You're a problem. The standard American diet is cancerous. I'm trying to get us now to realize if you grew up on meat, dairy, eggs, chicken, fish, flesh, flour, sugar, alcohol, tobacco, all of that secondhand smoke, the cancer's already there. Why would you wait to be diagnosed? Our love for God, for light, for life, has to outweigh our love of all of these other things. You cannot love your lungs, or I'll say you cannot love your cigarettes and your tobacco more than you love your lungs and survive it. You cannot love your alcohol more than you love your bloodstream. You cannot love the flesh, eating the flesh of dead animals more than you love your brain functioning. You understand? So all of these ones that we're seeing in eldership in decline with the senility and the dementia and the Alzheimer's and the Parkinson's and all of these neurological diseases because their brains are filled with chemical sludge from all of these things. And then they cannot even begin to estimate or guesstimate the impact and the effect of those who have been feeding off animals that have been fed other animals, which is going to create deterioration in the brain when these prions become active after being dormant for 30 some years. They got us walking around with muzzles on when God is in the air. It's our time. But it's not going to happen by magic. It's going to happen because we care to make it happen. We care to be the liberators. We care to liberate ourselves. Too long, people have depended upon a few to do for the many. Now it's time for the many to do for themselves.
Ashe. Mm.
And I'm telling people, don't wait till you can't do for yourself. Don't wait till you get to a point where you can't wipe your own behind before you get your family members involved with helping you. You understand? While you are able-bodied, it's time for you to exalt a full effort in your living, your loving, your caring, your clearing, your cleansing, your consecration. You're realizing that you are the wealth and the gift of God. People had their hands out waiting for the blessings, and I'm saying, be the blessing. You are the blessing. And so this time is auspicious because we are interacting with the spirit worlds wherever we are, the seen and the unseen, the physical, the mental, the spiritual. We have a direct line of light, or should have a direct line of light with our angels, our guides, our guardians, our ancients. But when we are defiled, when our bloodstream is defiled, there creates a disconnect. And now we're clearing and cleansing our connection, just like we have issues with the connection with from Germany to Atlanta, from Nigeria, from Ghana. We have difficulties connecting, right? So now we're having difficulties connecting with the exalted spirit world. The cleaner our bloodstream, the more we invoke the greatness of the lineages through whom we've come, the greater our personal power. If you don't want to be powerful, you don't have to choose it. But if you don't choose to be powerful right now, then you will miss yourself.
Wow. I think I don't even know what to say again. This food here is the cup is overflowing and is too full because we've never had a detoxification lectures, conversation, teachings so powerful as it is. And one thing that I learned, even me, when I spoke to you the first time, honestly, I threw a lot. I saw my brother saying, we have to throw all the microwaves.
Right?
And sometimes we could even think, because particularly us, the village girls, and you said a couple of things that just resonate. And in the village, I would always go back to that point because that's where we started and that's where our origins are. Like you said, when our babies were creeping, and it was always, the grandmothers would always say, allow them to eat the worms, the earth, and we ate all sort of things, like babies. And then when we grew up, I don't remember in the village where we took care of any grandmother, where we
Right.
had to diaper them, where we had to take care of them. I know a lot, as even as I was a child growing up, that I know my mom or my grandmother or my great grandmother would go to a house to say they want to go and part with an elder. But I never saw any community that, were taking care of the sick in the village, that were aged. So they just like lived that natural life. And now you see the lies. And I think no matter how we shout and say it, it is so hard for people who've never been there to understand this. And I do understand that. And that's why having a queen like you that didn't grow in a village like me to have the experience, and you're giving it out as if, I mean, of course we all come from there, but I'm saying in the physical experience where I grew up, we ate the worms, we ate the earth, particularly the earth, particularly it. We walked on barefoot,
Right.
we everything. But now, who on earth just came and said, because you lived like that, you are poor? Every never, I have never understood who on earth that is the poorest that has swimming pools and we have rivers, we have ocean, little piece of we have everything, that bottled mangoes and everything, us are dropping everywhere. We don't even know what to do with it.
Mhm.
And somebody just woke up being so sick and just came and begin to say, because you're barefooted, you are poor. Because you eat your earth is because you're hungry. Because you drink your water is because you are somebody just woke up being so sick and thought that could contaminate the sick and brought jabs and brought this and brought this and brought this. But we succumb it and we outlived it and we outperformed it because we still drink from our water. We still ate what grandmothers cooked. We still went to the farms and eat what we cultivated. And we walk 7 kilometers and we walk 10 kilometers to school. And if you look at you go in the village sector, they will tell you you have the agric fowl and you have the country fowl. And if you look at both, the chicken that is pumped, this ones, they can't even run. But if you look at the dry chicken, that's what you were talking about. And you look at us, we just pump and pump. You don't go to the village, you see everyone is slim. They grow not so like fertilizers.
Mhm.
You begin to look at the growth and they say, no, 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 a human growth deficiency. And we don't grow tall. We should be tall. And they groom us. Our babies, when they turn into puberty, you just see them stretch somehow, like, you know,
Mhm.
fertilizers, egg, everything fertilizers. And we begin to, children in Europe, they're taller than the ones in the village. And sometimes I look at them and laugh. So, of course, the ones in the village were not fertilized.
Mm.
By the time they're born, they give them all this, go through these processes. And at a certain time, they just, exactly like a slut. What's the difference? But we have never, my queen, had this kind of, stop eating trash and leave. Eat earth. And now we had even in the pharmacies here, we was saying it the other day, earth, mother earth. And not even just any type of mother earth, because the ones in the village is the one that, after cooking, the smoke gets into it. That one, I'm sure nobody can buy it here.
Mhm.
Because the ones that we see in the pharmacies here, they say the red earth that you can take out the acne or you can cleanse or
Right.
you can detox. That
Right.
one is even still the one that is being, I don't know, they put some powder and put some color red. But we're talking about the earth, and particularly the ones that you carry the firewood, you cook, and from the firewood, the smoke gets into it. We all ate it.
Mhm.
But even prove of it. Like you said, you worked for 7 years without shoes. You were, I mean, like you were liberating. You were like advocating for something. But you know what? We worked like that naturally until someone will come. Oh, you didn't have shoes. We sat even in our classes on the benches on water. So you still see those videos today. And
Mhm.
somebody came and just termed it poor.
Right.
You have to give them the money. Once you give the money, I'm a living proof of it. Like you said, my queen, you are here to stop it. I am here to just prove I grew in like that, and I'm here talking to you. Nothing happened. Do you see me look poverty?
Right. Not at
We
all.
come to tap because the only thing that they give to us too much love. Everywhere you are with mom, carry you on the back. We're cooking together. We go to the farms together. How much love can you give? Our toddlers, before you leave the hospital, they have their own rooms.
Mhm.
They have jingles playing in their head, some crap.
Right.
And you have to do the same, these mistakes, going to read some stories. Begin to program them from the books, from the novel and everything. Oh, I have to read bedtime stories. You know what we had as bedtime stories? I mean, you don't want to know it. Because even at 3 a.m., we'll be laughing and talking until mom will come and whip you to sleep because we have to go to farms early mornings.
Right.
You know, I don't know how we can talk about this anymore. How this is who we are unapologetically. Don't I say it all the time? Give it away. It's a poison. Give it away. Sometimes I have problems when people say, Dr. Susan, do you have an account? Do you have a cash app to do this? I need to send you money. I was like, thank you so much. Because we
Mhm.
need just a little that we need. But apart from that, no. For what? It's a burden. Give it away. Poison. You don't have it, you will not go and buy those chunks. And then they will say it's because you're not healthy. Who leaves? Thank you so much, my queen. I don't even know how to break this down. Because some of us, the village girls, oh boy, how I don't know how we are going to do this. Just go back, look at the river, follow it like the
Mhm.
river. Just go with it. The river doesn't go and come and stop and begin to look back and flow backwards. I want to say, where am I
Right.
going to?
Right.
Where am I going to? No, it just goes, giving, just blessing, just watering. I don't know how we can say this, my queen. I can only say thank you so much for the blessings, for the gift that you're bringing to us. And like you said in our backyard conversation, that anytime, anytime you're here to teach, we are here. Now, but people want to know where they're going to follow you. How do they get to detox? Do you give classes? Where do we find you, McQueen? If you're not coming here, of course, I'll have to take your whether your books or your courses or anything and put it online for those that want to shop it. Like your contacts and everything. That's the shop that we're putting out. A lot of people are like, oh, where do we get her? We yes.
Right. So the best way for those who want to contact me on WhatsApp or within the states, 1-678-760-9299. I'm very personable, because I realize that with the marketing techniques of so many ones, online, multi-million dollar business. Oh, you want to be a health coach? You can make six figures and this and that. So here, produce this and do that. And people just buy and they don't deal with you directly. You just get the information, they pay, and they just keep seeing this rerun. So anyway, I'm not quite there. 678-760-9299. Otherwise, you can listen and get your. Sometimes it takes people a little time to get their motivation up to talk to me directly. So in the midst of it, they can be listening to me at WRFG.org, 89.3 FM. For those who have their radio apps, on Thursday nights, midnight to 3 a.m., or it's Thursday night watch, but it's the meeting of the inner circle. The inner circle is like the pupil of the eye. We expand by virtue of the light. We're growing all the time. I'm also heard on Spotify, um, Adama Speaks, Instagram at Adama Speak without the S, and then BBS Radio. That's boyboysamradio.com/Adama Speaks, and then YouTube /Adama Speaks. I am, people ask, they say, well, where is your book? I say, in order to get the excerpt from the book that I wrote, I did write a book years ago called Liberation is a Cellular Function. In order to get what I think is the most important part of that book, which is what do you do to reverse your issues, you have to get my cleansing package. And that's why you call 678-760-9299. The website for Mother Earth's Blessing is motherearthsblessing.com. And we just want to put you in a place where you know that you all should be some of the most powerful spirits to have ever lived upon this planet. It's my intention to make sure that you get what you need so that you can fulfill your destiny. It matters that your children come forward without sickness, illness, and disease. It matters that your grandchildren have the opportunity to live without ever tasting flesh and blood. It matters that we are doing that which is ours to do as perpetuators of life, the exaltation of the lineages, the glory of the ones that we are as Africans and throughout the diaspora, the continental Africans. It's just those of us who are here are a little bit different because our bloodlines is just a little bit, we got some other stuff going on. So we still have the responsibility to invoke and call the greatness of all of the lineages that we represent. We have duty, obligation, and responsibility to rise. It is our time.
Oh, don't blame anything. Don't blame God. Blame yourself. They come and they give us, they teach us for free. Don't blame anybody. Blame yourself. Because it's done. We all need to play our part to heal yourself now. We said it a couple of times. I don't even think we're going to sit in the class again and listen with too much.
Right.
Now it's imagine detoxicating and loving ourselves.
Right.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Queen Mother. Thank you so much. You're so beautiful. I don't want you to say your age because they will shut up right now.
Well, I have a 40-year-old.
That's it. That's it. That's already enough.
Completely grown, out the house, and out of college when I had him. Okay.
That is enough. We know exactly. All the queens that are teaching us to heal body, soul, and spirit. And they tell us all the time. We know Dr. Ferguson came here and told her we don't die, we don't all. She doesn't even pronounce the word. She doesn't pronounce the OLD. And she said, stop pronouncing it. Don't, because you don't die. You call death upon you with what we buy and eat, like you're saying. So please follow Adama. Speak just a name. You see, Adama. So if you put Adama, there's not going to be two that looks beautiful, black, intelligent, smart, young, forever, like her. So I don't even know how you want to put information out there. She was saying just be typing on your phones. Go even right now and subscribe to that YouTube channel. All of you that are watching me. How many of us are here? We're almost 200 and something on this channel. Just go, just right now that she's speaking, give that YouTube channel again, sister. Say it again. Because I'm already subscribing now. I want to.
Yes. Everything is Adama Speaks. ADAMA. SPEAKS, Adama Speaks. And there's probably a lot of stuff that shows up if you just put Adama Speaks into a search engine.
Exactly. That's what I said. And they're not going to be any two. And you cannot be mistaken. No, there's just one. It comes always one. Always one. Any F4 Tata is one. 12 is one. You see, one. It has to be a double, the same one. So please just type in on your YouTubes right now. You have your phones, you have everything. Open it. I just subscribe. You do the same. Do the same as we're watching now. There's one thing for us to be liberated. That's one thing that needs us to do it. Just do it. Just do things that are available to you. Like we say, set your alarm 23rd. Now you just go. It's a click. It's just that. You know what you're not doing to her. You just did a commitment to yourself. You just did a commitment to yourself. Thank you so much. Kyle John said, I've subscribed. Thank you so much. CB said, I just subscribed. Sanova, I don't even want to talk about that, my queen. I know it is the oneness. I know all of you are just doing it. Subscribe and confirm to me. I want to see those that have subscribed, because we need this healing. We need the knowledge. Who else do you think? Do you think subscribing makes her? No, subscribing means each time she is ditching out the knowledge, the teaching, you are informed. Subscribing means you are aware in case of anything. When something is hitting and we just say, oh, go away. Now pack and leave. So you get informed. Thank you, Jenny Seal said. Jenny said, I just subscribed. Kwame Aboy, I'm waiting. Ayoka F4 said, I just subscribed. All of you. I said, we are more than 200 watching on this same SARS. Grace Jarava said, I just. Roseanne said, I done. Thank you. El Proudness said, I just done. All of you, click that subscribe on her YouTube channel. Do it. Yeah, it's done. The trumpet. That's the trumpet. Remember, we say we need to be awake. Music said, I did. Yes, do it. All of you. All of us. All of us. This is what I love. This is what I don't know. This is what keeps me here. You hear my voice? I had a sore throat the whole week, but I'm here. I'm here because when one of us rises, like I said, we need to rise. Elizabeth Mary said, new subscriber, Trevor like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That is the way. I hope all of it, Matamera, thank you, thank you, thank you. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Ayoka, my name, my name, my name, the other part of me, F4. Yes. All of you subscribe. Just do it. Do it. Adama Speak. Without S is the YouTube channel. With S is the Instagram and others. Yes. Right. Go
the S is the Instagram.
CB is saying, I need her as my holistic counselor. We need her. All of us. All of us need her. Okay. Now we're going to be fighting to get her. That's the way it is. Thank you, Emma. I said, I just did. I'm watching from Toronto. Thank you, all of us. Thank you, Cheryl said, I can't tell Queen H, seriously beautiful. Yes. Elijah said, I'm from Hamburg and from Biafra. Hamburg is in Germany. Thank you, Elijah. She just, oh my God, Jaravas, I love you too, my queen. I love you too. Please just subscribe. Go and subscribe. We love ourselves. The only way to show we love ourselves is just to do this, what we're doing now. Do this, what we're doing. Our prophets are here. I told you last week, be aware. If you ask, the teacher comes. Okay? If you ask the Most High for a teacher, they come. You have been asking, we have been asking, we have been calling. We need to rise. And now the prophets are here to take you to the next level. Click and subscribe. It's the only thing. Thank you, Heru. You said, I just subscribed. Thank you, Pendale saying, I'm watching from Namibia. Did you subscribe? I didn't see that. Pendapala, watching from Namibia. You subscribe. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Dr. Vegan. Goddess, thank you. Have you subscribed? Please, the only way to thank me, just subscribe. Subscribe is too much thanks you're doing to me here. Because when our queens are coming, our black prophetess are coming, and the prophecies are rising, there's just nothing that can stop us. Right. Okay, subscribe to that space and get your healing and rise to the next level and detox and save your money so that we can put it in our own things and raise our children well. There are a lot of our girls on the street, they don't even know where to go, sleeping on the bridges. I hear what in New York or whatever. Doing what? Subscribe, because we keep putting our money into someone's business and killing our own. And then we'll sit and then they tell you, oh no, we need to take care of our needy. Which needy? We're raising our own. We're the black queens. We don't give our children away. We don't dump them. We don't even give them into adoption for you. No. Please subscribe. The messenger is here. The prophet is here. Peace and Justice said, I just subscribed from the Netherlands. Thank you so much. Thank you. All of them are subscribing from the
Yeah.
continent, everywhere you are. When you see A4 Tata sit here and Queen Mother and Queen Sister and Daughter, and just subscribe, please. You say you love us. You say the Black Queens are our goddess. You say, Mother, heal Africa. We are here now. We're showing our faces. We're not those ones that will go and sit in a women's conference and start talking now. We need to empower. We are empowered by you. Do it. Subscribe. Show us the kings. Show us the queens. So now I just subscribe, my sister. I know. Do you want to subscribe 10 times, Sylvia? Because you're that can subscribe and subscribe. Subscription is one. Subscription is once. Okay. Yes. Is your mama that I just did? Thank you so much. I don't want any palaver. To be honest with you, if I give you palaver, you will not stand it. There's a soup in Ghana called palaver. So in West Africa, anyway, we call it palaver soup. That's the soup where you get every other thing on it. Alexandra said, I just subscribed from Mozambique. Thank you so much. My young executives and the power on the Pan African Daily, all of them are watching and they have subscribed.
Okay, great.
Yes, yes,
Great.
that's all. All we are one. Thank you, Carl Johnson. Did you subscribe? Thank you. Any of you, and I tell you all the time, any one of you that is doing is on this journey, on this purpose that was brought for our elevation. And you have a YouTube channel, you have a Facebook, and you're creating content and you're sharing the message. Come here. We are going to mobilize the community to
Yeah.
subscribe to your channels. We're going to mobilize the community to follow you. That
Yes.
is all I do. If you like to subscribe to our own or not, I don't worry. I don't just worry anything because I know you do it anyway automatically. But that's the power in unity. We were just talking about living the One Africa Conference power in unity. What do you think it means? Do you think that one day, if in any circumstance, we're going to be holding our hands and running somewhere? If you have a book you want us to sell, please come. Bring it here. We're going to ask everyone to buy. All of us will buy it. We have our monies. Our monies will buy our own food. We'll subscribe to our own sister's channel. We'll eat everything that you cook and sell to us, apart from the babies. I mean, Kojo asked me one money from Ghana. He said, Dr. Susan, what did you eat today? And I said, I was just trying to see whether I'll get some omelette. And Naisha we were laughing. He said, what? Do you know they are somebody's daughters? Do you know those are somebody's daughters?
Right.
And I was
Absolutely.
like, hey, I never thought about it. He said, don't ever. That is Mother Hen's daughters. So whether they are sons or daughters. So hey, thank you. David Boyd said, I just subscribed. Yes, yes. Please go ahead and subscribe. Remember, I've told you, if you have a channel, if you have a business you're starting, anything that you are doing on this journey for our unity, for our liberation, bring it on the Pan African. We're going to sponsor you by exposing you. I don't need no money for that. I know a lot of people, oh, where can we register? Where can we pay this? You know where to contribute. But I'm not selling any brand deals here. I'm not taking any money to run you on my channel. That's not what I came for. That's not my purpose on earth. No, I don't need it. I have enough in my father's house. You know it. If he would give you gold and silver and everything, put us on everything, give us mountain hills and everything, and you think is our what that we need to come here and be killing ourselves for? No. All we came here is to support one another. One another. Thank you, Irene. Irene said, I just subscribed. Thank you so much. Wow. That's the hit. March said, I just subscribed. Please, hey, it's not yet up to 200. Oh, I've not seen, and the numbers are climbing. Yes, Janice Hill said, donate. Yes, you donate. Huh? Donate. What date is it today? 11th. Today's the 11th. I know a lot of you, I don't know how your paychecks are in the US. Us in Germany is a 12, 15 or end of month. And so
Mhm.
on the continent and somewhere like that. Please, nobody has less. And sometimes some people are like, oh, let's go and get our millionaires. Our brothers and sisters are so rich. I say, no, they're all poor. If they were rich, they would be doing what we're doing here by giving. These are all poor people. Esther, thank you. Esther Stay Marie said, I just subscribed, Dr. Susan. Thank you. No, 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 not Dr. Susan. Any Tata F4. A lot of people have been saying it. Look at Sister Adama's name, Adama Alaji. Ay, God. Please go ahead and subscribe. This is
Thank
all
you.
we are here for. Laugh, make all of us laugh until we don't even have space.
Right.
Okay, expand the lungs. That's the food. Queen Mother was just telling, oh, we breathe and we leave. And how do we breathe when we don't laugh and crack out our lungs? That's all we're here for. We're not here for any some kind of political things. Oh, this one is doing this. No, I'm just here. Bring what you have that you want to sell. Is it an idea? Is it a book? Is it a theory? Is it whatever thing you are doing? Come here on the Pan African Daily. We're going to subscribe to your channel. We're going to follow you on your social media space. We're going to be with you. Anything you want. And now we say we're going back to do our trade by barter. That's how we business. I
Mhm.
haven't seen somebody apart from Sister Vena who said, I have a beautiful cloth. Who has what? I give what. And she sent me a box of the things that I said, oh, sister, I need this, I need this, I need. And she sent me 5 kilos. Right.
Okay.
And then I was like, what do you need also? And I looked at, oh, I need some sculptures, I need some this, pack and send. We have to start doing that. It's coming live on the Pan African Daily. What is it that you have that I need? Okay. And what is it that I have that you need? And I saw somebody was telling me like, okay, Dr. Susan, I like the African attires. Give me your email and I'm going to send it to you. Okay, buy your own. I will give the one that I wear because that's how we connect. You know, in
Mhm.
the village when we're growing up, you wear your brother's shoes and your clothes and this. And then I've sometimes they come, oh no, it's contaminated, it's a disease, chewing sticks are this and this and this. Yes, okay, that one. But we grew up. Our parents, my mom will buy the biggest size, and we grew up in it. And then we leave it to the junior ones. That is
Right.
ecology. You want me to teach you what? Who
Mhm.
should go and write a theory of ecology to come and make money on you? We did all those things. We ate in the same book and lick our fingers with the palava soups. Nothing happened. Okay.
Mhm.
So subscribe to my sister, to Queen Mother. Queen Mother is here. You need to subscribe. I don't know some people who will still say, Esther Stacey, I'm watching from St. Louisa. Thank you so much. Kwame, Kwame. How many times I call you Kwame? I've not heard you say you subscribe here. Or some people just do it in the background and they don't want to show their face so that like the book that says what the right hand is doing, let the left hand. No, 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 no.
Right.
We show our two hands. Hands. We don't in the background like this. You see, when people are cunning, they will always bring some kind of crazy kind of thing. No, what the right hand is. No, I want to see all of you that are subscribing. Okay. Yes. Jeremiah, I will send the attires. Anyone that you see anytime, just mail me. We send it. Okay. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Be added, be added, be added. Queen Mother, you said something here, and I love it because you said realize. No, no, I wrote down the word. I think, yes, we say in the normal jargon, in the foreign language, English, realize. But you said real eyes, real eyes.
Eyes.
You
Yes.
know, our real eyes.
Have a
Wow.
real
So it's
eye, truly seeing. There's
yes.
only one eye
Even
that truly
they
sees.
twist it and say realize. Do you realize? But you've been saying it and it sounds to me realize. Your real eyes. You realize. So your real eyes, your true
The
eyes.
real eye, true eyes.
Yes, your true eyes. So it's the same thing. We're like, sometimes we say be blessing is like taking away lessening. The prophet 12 came and said, be lesson. No, we should be saying be adding because be lesson is like they take something, lesson. Lessing. So some words that they've been cooking and selling to us, and we just so much professionally be using them. So now we start changing some of those, and we think and say, yeah, why be lessing? Lessing means subtract, And sometimes we keep saying, I bless you, but we're listening. So no, it's be adding. Okay, be adding, be adding. Glenn Moss said, I just subscribed from America. Thank you. Yes, Efwa. I'm telling you, I subscribe. Thank you, Kwame. Kwame, thank you. I hear that. I hear that. Please don't forget, Queen Mother, you said something, and we're running a campaign, not just a campaign, we're connecting through our code. Our
Yes.
universal code for unity is 1212. So we set all our alarms on 12:12 p.m. And on May 23rd, which our forefathers, our ancestors sat and said, no, we have to unite our children on the continent and the in the diasporas where they are. And they created this organization of African unity everywhere for all the Africans. So 23rd, we're going to be drumming. But you know what? We had a meeting with my young executives, the ones that were empowering to take over Pan African Daily. And they said, what if we plant 12 trees on that day? So we are starting to run that campaign. We want our children in all the 12, the 12 galaxies that we're forming, galaxies on galaxies on
Mhm.
galaxies, to plant 12 trees. We're going to
Oh,
be drumming, of course, on that 23rd, but our alarm, solidarity alarm, is set for every day. 12:12, it
mhm.
rings. And when it rings, it means I am because you are because I am. So that's our connecting code. Because we've never been having this code, and they've been giving us all their code 110, 112, 11 for this, and we don't know why the codes. Why?
Right.
But
Right.
12 is oneness, is completeness, is fullness, it's me
Mhm.
without you. And that's why it's a double and it's the same. Don't ask me why 12. Then we begin to ask why the 12 tribes of Israel, why the 12 months in a year, why 12 hours in a day, why 12 p.m. is important, why 12, 12, 12. So that's something. And it was a vision that was given, not because I'm a 12 girl, but it is it. So we have
Right.
set all our alarms, and really we're going to be doing tree plantings on the continent, everywhere that we are. We have to put 12. We go to the supermarkets, get your gardens by 12:12, and we're going to
Right.
be planting that 12:12 trees everywhere. We're going to be drumming, and we also. So I want to thank you so much, my queen.
Thank
I just
you.
wanted to
You're
hit
welcome.
out that so hard. Give us the last word. Be at us tonight before we leave. Just be at us.
We are each these living, loving, intelligent, potent, and immortal points of this absolute and supreme intelligence that is beginningless, endless, infinite, and eternal.
Yes.
There is no lack anywhere. There is always more intelligence that we can access. That's why we do the inner clearing, cleansing, and consecration so that our blood burns hot with life, overflowing, coming to this place and space where we are always in the presence of this absolute and supreme intelligence, knowing that it is beating our hearts, it is breathing us, and therefore we are completely worthy and deserving
Ashe.
for all of its gifts. And
Mm,
we've already been gifted with the lineages through whom we've come. Our DNA is filled
mm.
more than we can possibly imagine, and we are ready to accept our duty, obligation, and responsibility to be some of the greatest spirits to have ever lived. It is our
Ashe.
time.
It is our
Love you
time.
with the perfect love and look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bayete, my queen. Bayete, Bayete, Bayete. Thank you so very much. Thank you to this beautiful, wonderful family here. Thank you for giving. Thank you for be adding. Thank you. Thank you. That's the spirit. We have our young people out there, the social media space, the digital space. A lot are struggling to also put out the message. They have their YouTube channels. They need 1,000 subscribers. They need 4,000 watch hours. We have some on Facebook. They're struggling to create content. It is all our oneness that we need to support these initiatives. And I keep saying it. If you're struggling to create a channel, and you're struggling to just do what you think are inspired to do, or Queen Mother is inspiring to do, and you need support, how we can assist you, how we can get those watch hours, how we can get you move to the next level through
Mhm.
this social space. We are right here. Our doors are open. That's our purpose that we came just to share. Just to
Yes.
share, we rally, we support one. We rally, we support, and that's how we're going to build our group economies in the 12 galaxies. All of
Okay.
us so strong and powerful, no needing anything. Yes, but we
Yes.
need to need so that we connect and share. Not that you get and then we become now I, myself, me, myself, and I. And we begin to surround ourselves with unnecessary crap. Okay? No, sometimes we need to not have everything so that we can connect. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Queen Mother. You can go. We
Thank
are
you
also
very much,
closing.
sister. Bless your heart. Love you dearly. And I
Bless
look
you
forward
too.
to speaking with you soon, okay? For the more.
Come anytime. Anytime you need us. Anytime you think we're going wrong, bring the cane. That's what we say. Bring the cane in the village. Do it the African mother's way. Thank you so much. Respect.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bless you. Enjoy.
Bless
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye. Bye. Thank you so much. Okay. Good. And thank you also for supporting and for doing the same things that we're doing. All right. And if you were here and you did not subscribe, please remember it's Adam Speaks at YouTube. Please go there and subscribe. Most of you are just joining us now. We've been doing this action for the past 20 minutes and we're still on it. And even after the Pan African Daily, please go to her YouTube channel and subscribe to any other person that is doing this work, their channel. Just subscribe. They don't need to be telling you all the time. Like I told you all here, we're big, we're matured, we know what to do, and you just get into the family and you see this is a sister, this is a brother, just do it. Just do it. You don't need us to be, why are you typing with those things? It's a button that you click. Thank you, Janice. I hear. Subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe, all of you. To all. Not just our own channel. All right. That's what we came to do. Freely give and be adding. And you see how we're rich, So I have my queens here. I know everybody's like, yeah, I have my queens. They give me. I have a powerful backup. Do you want to try? Try the senior executive women on the Pan African Daily. You can't beat this ones. You cannot. You cannot. So yes, they give. We give freely. So go ahead and just do that. Family, I have a quick announcement to make. Very quick and short one because I know we've been sitting here now for close to 2 hours and what or more. Yes, but we also started very late. Okay, so the quick announcement is African Solutions by Africans is on the rise. Like I said, in Europe, particularly here in Germany, and the war in Ukraine, and the Caucasians or the white people are taking care of their white Ukrainians, and they're opening doors, taking in people that, but you know what? It's not just flour that is not that is expensive. Every other thing is expensive, even on the continent of Africa, as we see. But we are hosting the One Africa Global Family Reunion Festival in Germany this year on August 4th to the 7th. Guess what? Now, everywhere, nothing is available like a tent, because everywhere, because there are no suppliers that are supplying. Even Russia cut that one off. So, because of the 2.5 years that we've been in a lockdown, now the events are popping up from all angles. Everything is shut. You know what? And I asked myself, how are we going to be hosting these thousands of people? At each edition, we have at least 30,000 visiting. And now, even now that we're even holding for the first time after 400 years, we're having a global family reunion. How are we going to do? So this brings me to the topic and the point that I've always been saying. The world is now at its knees looking for African solutions. I don't know how we're going to do it. I don't know how we're going to host. I don't know how we're going to camp. I don't know anything. But one thing that I know, one thing that I'm certain about is that we're going to develop African solutions to our own. We're going to construct that African village in an African style. And that is a solution that the world is looking from Africa. So when we don't get some stuff and we begin to like, for the past 3 weeks, we've been running around looking for all our partners that were supplying us tent, exhibitors that need space for tents and stuff like that. None. They themselves don't even have. Nobody has because of the war in Ukraine. So they cut up everything, like they just switch off the light. So we begin to think now, how are we going to do this? This is the point where I say you're going to see the highest creativity. So when Queen Mother Adama was saying, we have to rise up to the intelligence because we're giving everything, we were. And I asked myself, oh, is this not just another way of not even giving us our money for some other thing? So we need to create. Africans, Black people, let them deny you everything. Every day I pray, let them deny us everything so that we can create, so that we can design, so that we can create the world again. Please let them not give you anything so that you can work and fame for yourself. Now we have, like we say, a digital space, people making money in digital marketing or stuff like that. How could you ever imagine that? Let them not give us anything. We're going to create. So the more they don't give us, the more we create. Somebody's asking, Marvin Coley, you missed the information to subscribe. Just type Adam Speaks on YouTube, and you're going to see Queen Adama Alaji, and you click subscribe on her and click the notification bell as well, so that when she comes live, all of us are going there. Okay, so yes, that's what I was saying. So I need creative thinkers. Inbox me at my WhatsApp. You all know where to find us. How are we going to design the Africa village that is going to host the first ever global family reunion, continentals, migrants, and our descendants, all over? We have the whole village that we have reserved and paid for, but we need to bring our own creativity. So you see, food was also one of it that I was talking here the other day. We're going to focus on our agriculture. That is our key. That is our currency. Okay. We'll be selling our cocoyams, remember, and that's our money, our plantains, our fufu. That's our currency. I hear people still say, "Oh, we have to create a what currency, digital, what I don't know, crypto or coins, Africa coins." This is, I say no. Our coins are our fufu. Our coins are our palm oil. Our coins are everything that we're going to eat. Our plantains, our yams, our eru, our anything, our falafel, everything. That's our future currency. Let nobody lie you. You're going to be giving money again to all these junks. Keep fooling you. It's like they tell you. I always have to bring this this quotation from the prophet that said, we are always like, they will come and tell us you are a train, but they tell you you can fly like an aeroplane. So no matter whether they change, who is going to tell you that message? Remember, you are a train. You cannot fly. You cannot. Whether they change the drivers of that train or whatever, you cannot fly. You are not an aeroplane. So stop always falling into one lies. Today, you see Africans as if they're not already satisfied with being enslaved in the West. Now they're running to Dubai to go and ride horses. Horses that your parents had in the village. Wear some turkeys and what. Leave your beautiful handmade woven things, and you're running and seeing skyscrapers. Is there any taller mountain than Mount Kilimanjaro on this planet Earth? Have you ever been there? Have you ever seen how tall it is? Somebody just put some building and you run there and go be taking some selfies and like, now I am. Stop it. Stop it. I'm not saying don't go to your Dubai and look at other places and enjoy it and that. But the purpose is some people really just like go like do or die. Like if I don't go and I snap and then I show the other people I was in the skyscrapers. Nothing is new. Go to Zanzibar. Go to Serengeti Park. Go to Moshi. Go to all these places, for God's sake. Go to the rivers. Walk there and play river water and catch tadpoles and come and make real soup. That's where it is. Nothing again here. Collapse all. Okay. Go and looking for skyscrapers. Yes, music, really. Exactly. Go looking for it. And like now we start saying, oh, we have to do. And that's how they take everything from us. Our young, talented musicians now have to do something they call world music because you have to combine it. This. Just beat your drums. Beat your drums. They're going to be lying you to be doing some other things and they take your drums away. Just like this, the same thing. Give you on this hand and then take it. Give you the fake, take the original. Give you the fake, Take the original. You have your mountains, you have your everything. They say, no, 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 go and watch that one. Fake, fake, fake. Take the original every day. The moment they're giving you, they take it. Like the Mickey Mouse. We know it. Okay? Please stop it. Grow up. Be wise. Make intentional decisions. Stop eating junk. Queen Mother have said it. Be consequential. Okay? Be intentional. And when you see that, and when you do that, drink water and mind your African business. Okay? Drink water and mind your African business. So I want to thank you for all your support. Thank you for every other thing. Yes, the same thing. Photocopy, copy, fake artifacts, copy, particularly China. Copy, and you see us run and go and buy it and leave the original things. They give you fake, take original. Fake, take original. Like they just throw it and you'll be playing it with a like, oh, look, they're shining. You know, we used to have some of these things that look like the diamonds that we show. They call it bizarre. And we played like children. I know all of you, you know it. All of us, the village ones, the kinyejis, right? You know it, you know it. So we played those bizarres. And that's how they were brought. We know they're like diamond stones with different colors of it. And we would throw it and cast the other one, pick up the other one, cast the other one. You know, you played in this. But we used to play also with stones on it, right? So you see, it's the same theory. You know, chasing, throwing out your beautiful everything and then taking the fake. And every time we fake onto everything fake. Name fake, Susan, fake, right? Please, if you're joining us, make sure you click to Adam Speaks and subscribe on YouTube. You can also support her, contribute anything that you have to give to bless her work, right? You can book her as a coach. She's going to take your life to another level. Yeah. So that's how we need to be doing it. Just give. And take also from us. Anything that you see me wear or anything necklace or anything, whatever, or you see me eat or drink my water and mind my African business. What again? I have all sort of, you know, all my artifacts. I'm just all here in this, my village. Anything that you see me, you say, Dr. San, or any Tata, I need this, please mail me your address. You're getting it. Okay. We need to learn to start giving it away. That's how we be art. We be art more. So thank you. I don't know who is coming up tomorrow, but the whole of this week, our young executive trainers are going to be live. Make sure you, when you see us come live, don't only think you're going to see me because they're going through their training, how to take over the Pan-African Daily and start, because we have other things to do. And we're also getting older. So we should be giving the young people the space. And the whole of this week, I don't know what times they'll be coming up, but they had made it a duty that they want to come at 12 because the number 12 is very essential to us. So 12, maybe in some of your local areas is 9 or 6 a.m. or something like that. If you miss it, please make sure you just encourage them, motivate them. Most of them it's their first time of sitting in front of a camera and talking and talking to you, but it's a trainee program that we're putting all of them, the country representatives that are representing Pan-African Daily, going into, you know, finding their stories, being themselves. So the more they tell the stories, the more they learn. That's the way we want to do it, right? So all of them will be coming up anytime, weekends, everything. So Pan-African Daily, we're really going to get busy. It's really going to get busy from all over time, from all of our whatever time. If you just see us come, that's why I keep saying there's some things we don't say. It click subscribe, click your notification bells, and just follow them. Like I said, please encourage them. I want to give them that space. Yes, I will be coming live with my own. My own is talks and hostings. They had to host me the whole of this week, but I want them first to do their presentations. They have to be confident how they speak. Let them make their mistakes, please. Just let them make their mistakes. But as you're watching me when they come live, watch them too. Okay, so you know, they know everything that we do. All of them are watching us right here because they know that I'll be saying this message out there. So I just want to say the Pan-African Daily is going to be busy. Anytime you just subscribe, empower them. That's what we want to do. Inspire them. Tell them they're doing so good, even if they make mistakes to do it. Because Pan-African Daily is going to be run by our young people that have been reborn into Pan-Africanism and the knowledge of self, of who they are. And the best thing to train is just to throw them, let them swim. That's all I knew from the village, right? Nobody's going to be telling you or do, no, they just give it to us and we just do it. You know, they never taught us how to swim. We swim by ourselves. Yeah, you get swimming classes and stuff. We went to the river and we could swim. And if you don't want to drown, then you swim, right? We almost drowned, all of us, but nobody died. But we learned to swim. Okay. So, yes, that's how we're going to do with our young executives. And a lot is going to be coming up. And any of you, I keep saying it, you want to come live and share something, content, just ask me. I'm going to give you the live. I'm going to send the link to you. You come in the studio, and so I can retire. So I can also have some rest. So I can also drink my water and mind my own business. Have you ever asked me when I go on vacation? Mothers, take over. Take over. Young people, take over. Tell me to just send you the link. I'll be coming live at this day. Just come here. Tell us everything, okay? Who you are, where you come from, how you grew. That's just all the stories we're having. Are you an entertainer? Not just an entertainer, just talking anything, or comedian? Are you a poet? Or you just come and just play music and let's listen. Drum, or say something, or read a book. We have just so much to share. Just so much. Okay, why are we paying monthly bills on all the streams where it's not busy? We need to get busy. And I keep telling you, send me your content. Either we upload it or you come and sit. We send you the link and you host. What is it that we can do? So I'm looking forward to that. Make sure you connect. Make sure you send it. And for all of you who need exposure and promotion, we are right here. You see, I'm tired. I can't host everybody. But the young executives, they're going to be hosting you, or other professionals out there. Okay? Don't hide. If you can speak, you can tell your story. Okay? So thank you so much. I'm going to play this last one, the commercial that I did on. If you can speak, then you can talk, and then you can. Wow, I love it when I listen to it myself. I like, F1, did you really do this? Yeah. So listen to it. Greetings, Hotep, the Pan-African Daily TV community. This is your host and founder, Dr. Susan Tatah, Eni Efwa, aka Queen Mother of Embo Kingdom and Africa. Welcome. Beautiful May is a month of celebration as we look forward to embrace May 23rd, which is the baby born of the Organization of African Unity, May 23rd to 25th. We're going to be drumming at 12 p.m. I am calling all Pan-Africanist content creators, bloggers, YouTubers, journalists, writers, storytelling, social media experts. Join me on this May. We're going to bring Africa on the globe. Please join me. If you are a media expert, a journalist, a news editor, a YouTuber, a content creator on the continent and in the diaspora, if your skills are journalism, if your skills are public speaking, if your skills are content creator, writing, motivational, inspirational, public speakers, join me. Join the Pan-African Daily TV Media Network. Join the Pan-African Daily TV Media Network. If you're an African, born in Africa or out of Africa, join me. The Pan-African Daily TV Media Network is calling on you. This is our time to tell our stories. This is our time to work together. Power in unity in the media. The media, we all know, is the biggest weapon to tell our stories, to share our content by us, from us, made by us, for us. So join me.
join me again as I say we're starting on May 23rd. We want to bring the diaspora in its continent, Africa, together through our stories, through the unity that reigns between us. If you can speak, so you can tell a story. If you can speak, so you can sing, so you have a talent, so you can talk, and you can tell a good story about Africa. So join me, join my network, Pan-African Daily TV, all of us. One voice for Africans worldwide, for one Africa by Africans for Africa. Join now. Register now on Pan-African Daily TV. Sign in. Send us an email at panafricandailytv@gmail.com. We are going to tell the good story of Africans worldwide. Pan-African Daily TV is calling. This is your servant, daughter, queen, sister, mother, wife, call it everything. Any A4 Tata, Dr. Susan. Bye.
That is it. You are watching the Pan-African Daily TV with Dr. Susan Tatah. The Africa we want. Unity, consciousness, our culture, our spirituality, our history. One Africa for Africans worldwide. Motherland's calling its diaspora home. Join my voice. Join my team. Join my campaign. Campaign 21 #1 million subscribers on the Pan-African Daily TV YouTube. Be a volunteer. Apply now. Be the new Africa. I thought you said you had to be in Berlin so that you can fly. But